And how you guys doing? And in reference to my Hollywood career, people want to know, which performances or which media and which names of which I've performed under as, characters in film, characters in movies, and in history. So, and people want to know which people are stand-ins in reference to Hollywood careers. You know what I mean? Like, people want to know, in reference to which actors and entertainers or aware of, my career. And hello, George Lucas, and reference to American Graffiti. How's you guys doing in reference to that movie? And Rob Reiner and other individuals, of course. But I'm still sitting over here in Indianapolis, and I've not received anything in the postal mail. And the Royal Protocol is a documentation in the media that, in reference to every Hollywood A-list celebrity, you're supposed to be aware of who I am, of course. This is reference to anybody. And you're supposed to know what I own in reference to the media. And Michael Douglas said hello. And in reference to celebrities and entertainers, everybody knows they have to be friendly with me. That's one of the reasons why the Royal Protocol is there, too. I'm real friendly. Everybody knows that. So, in reference to people trying to play tricks on me, the police department in Beverly Hills and Burbank, Malibu, Laguna Beach, they messed with my mouth. Laguna Beach, or, just anywhere. And other police stations nationwide. I've been friendly. I've always been friendly. These people trying to frame me, these people trying to damage my life, these people trying to steal from me, they use impersonators to try to frame me. In reference to Hollywood career history, these people have tried to play their game of abusing me and trying to murder me like they were trying to play some symbolism. I don't play that shit. A lot of times, I've had to dress up as different entertainers over the years growing up, so, people wouldn't think that I was typecast, or, in reference to performing as one artist and then, dirty government or certain social people being too aggressive towards me. That's why I've had to play different characters. I've never been a bad character. Movies and television is fictional. Performing arts is a career. And there's lawsuits. There's got to be lawsuits in reference to people trying to block me from my entertainment career, too. Where some people, like, I'm the owner of my mother and father's companies and production companies and many things, of course. But then these people trying to make me look like a nobody at my own mother and father's companies, that's criminal. They're still hitting me in the teeth right there. They just did that. It's total bullshit. My baby teeth when I was growing up was straight. My adult teeth was straight. You don't have a right damaging the shape of things, you fucking sicko. And this satellite man has communicated claiming he wanted to be who I am. Go stand on a stage, man. Let's see your performing arts on a stage. Damaging people's teeth is not a part of the performing arts, man. And you're violating entertainment education. You're violating film school. They just made me burp. You're violating dance school, tap dance, ballet, singing, instruments, music classes. You're violating all kinds. You're violating the modeling industry. You have no legal right damaging my face or teeth. And my career is more valuable than your career, government man. Your activities of terrorizing my life is criminal. But anyways, back to the point. Some people want to know which actors and entertainers I have performed as, and then the studios had to use a stand-in in reference to me being kidnapped or me being held hostage or me being in one movie and then being in another movie and in another movie. And, I was in a lot of movies growing up and TV shows. So, a lot of people know that in reference to my mother and father, the particulars of me playing one type of character and then having to wear a costume and a makeup artist that did makeup or skin color or whichever. That was in reference to my mother and father owning production companies and the studios, which my father owned, and production companies and things like that. So in reference to people, the fact that I've played numerous characters of different colors or different looks, or I've always played a character with a larger nose than my real nose. And sometimes I've played characters that didn't have teeth as pretty as mine. And that's with, the makeup artists. There's people that make those particular designs of things. The Satellite Man damaging my real teeth is attempted murder. Look at all the movies and TV shows I've been in growing up, when I've had different looking teeth. My teeth are real teeth. But in film and movies, sometimes I wear a costume. So in reference to you damaging my real teeth, that is unacceptable in any way, no matter who the hell you are. And you must get prosecuted. But, in reference to, entertainment or movies or career acknowledgments, people want to know, which characters I performed as. They know I played a lot of characters in movies and TV shows too, and singing and performing as a black artist, or different, or maybe a Latin artist, or particular types of genres of music, or a rap artist, or a rock and roller, of course, rock on. I love rock and roll, everybody knows that. And country music, rock on, and R&B, rock on, and classical music, and operatic music, rock on. And music and history and directing and producing, all that stuff's got to be put out there in reference to which people have been stand-ins for me when I've been held hostage, which people have been stand-ins when I've went from one character to another character in reference to productions and history of productions. And hello, Stuntman Association, haven't even received a letter from anybody. And I guess I got to continue pursuing my truck driving career, because, these people are blocking me from my entertainment career. It's a very serious thing, I'm supposed to be at the corporate offices, too, of the studios. My mother and father own the studios, and I'm the owner of the office locations at the studios. You understand that? But yet people tried to block me when I've been the owner of the studio since I was a little boy, because my parents gave me everything. But my parents worked as executives underneath me at the companies of which my parents gave to me. And there's lawsuits in reference to the government murdering my parents as they were working as executives underneath me. Where's that lawsuit money? Where's the insurance money from the studios? Where's the money? Where's my revenues? Where, these impersonators are not allowed to steal my revenues when they're a stand-in, or where I have been, held hostage, or people tried to injure me, or people tried to rape me, or people tried to bully me, or whatever, So a lot of people want to know which characters I performed as, and which characters did we have to use stand-ins for after, during these types of times when I've been held hostage. You might be surprised in reference to films, and somebody communicated about the movie Seven, and hello, Morgan Freeman, and Gwyneth Paltrow, and other people that are in the film, and the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket was in the movie too. And so in reference to people wondering what films and what people they use as stand-ins, like I'll perform as a character, I'll dress up as a character, whether it's different hairstyle, different different makeup, or different color skin, or different types of characters, But, in reference to the information, a lot of people in the productions, they know when I perform as an artist in film, then some people don't even know it's me. But then later on, it's supposed to be kind of revealed, like usually after the Oscars, or, like if I performed in a film that particular time, where people judge it on a neutral basis, such as me dressing up as a different character, or different different types of character in film, whether it's a different, friendly race, or I won't play no German or Middle Easterners. I don't have no plans of playing any of those characters. And in reference to romance movies or comedies or action films or whichever, romance comedies or particular history of things. So in reference to what a lot of people say, in reference to me performing in a film, if it's something that might be nominated for an Oscar, or usually every year it's supposed to come out that it was a role that I played, as a character, and if it doesn't even get close to being nominated for an Oscar or anything like that, then usually after a year they're supposed to reveal that it was me in that particular film or TV show or something, or directing, because a lot of directors use subcategory names because of some people get freaky, but yet in reference to the media, certain films, like if it's like a horror film, or like you got Stephen King and Wes Craven and Michael England, they direct, they put their name out there too, in reference to films or anything like that. So it's sometimes you hear like the particular point of ghost writers or ghost directors where they use a different name because if it's like some controversial type of subject or a scary movie, some people don't know what to think, and then you got bad people that really try to hurt people, like stalkers and stuff, when it's just a fictional film, or whatever. So that's why there's laws in reference to government or police or psychos or rapists to ever act upon the storyline or a plot of a film. So there's safety and security guidelines and audience guidelines too. Like for instance, you might see a film or a movie and say, well, wait, that's a controversial movie or something, or it's a scary movie or an action movie, where it's a fictional movie and people don't have a right attacking the director or attacking the performers in the film because they didn't like the film because somebody is some weirdo that can't understand that it's a fictional film or just a particular type of film or whatever, documentary or whatever something is. So there's guidelines in reference to audiences. That's why it says all the characters in this film are fictional, or certain things that it says in reference to movies when they're being filmed or when they're being after they've been filmed. And so it's kind of like there's some directors that direct romance movies and a lot of people like that, and then there's some people that direct horror movies, and then some people think, oh, like if you like Stephen King or Wes Craven or Michael England or any movies I directed or anything, or anything in the history of things, where somebody'd say, well, we're used to this person directing this kind of movie, and that's like their mainstream productions, or their mainstream, like a romance director or a comedy director or action film director, where they have like a following of people that follow their types of movies, where then somebody does another movie and they're like, oh, I don't know about that movie, that's a different type of movie. And someone will say, well, they're so used to this following of this director being a drama director or a action film director, and then they tried their hand at romance, and some people liked it, some people didn't, and then somebody will say, well, that might mess up the following of that director directing romance movies if he did some horror, violent movie, fictional movie, that kind of thing. So that's why sometimes in reference to different directors, they stay in certain categories, or they have ghost titles in reference to, or anonymous titles, or fake names that they use for whatever type of film that they might have directed from the various types of films. Like say if their history is action films, and then they tried their chance at romance in reference to directing a film. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Usually the audience likes some things, and then sometimes they don't. You know, it just depends on things. You know, that's why certain anonymous names or fake names are used in films or directing or performing arts, because you know somebody has a following in one area, and then their other area that they directed or performed in may not have done so well. So then they kind of, some directors focus on, you know, their bread and butter, you know what I mean, or you know, whatever is the kind of category that they have the most following in reference to, you know, storylines or plots. So many things are important. So in reference to films that I've been in, and you know, where I have performed, and then they had to use a stand-in, you know, a lot of people want that information kind of revealed in reference to history of media or Hollywood, with me growing up and being in films and music and other things. Lots of things of importance.